Elvis Ammo just posted a video titled Powder Coating Bullets on Silicone versus Wire Mesh. I was excited to see this video. I've tried wire mesh before and I got horrible results. I've always been jealous of the results Elvis gets using this method. I've recently had much better success using silicone, and so I was excited to see Elvis experience the same. He didn't. His results using the silicone were horrible, which is not what I expected to see when I started watching his video. In response, I decided to make this video in hopes that we can continue to learn and tweak our powder coating processes. Mr. Elvis, I've learned a ton from your videos, and I hope my little experiment today can add to our collective understanding as well. I've only got experience powder coating about a half dozen times now. The first time I powder coated, I knew I needed a wire basket, and that's when I made this basket. Similar to what I think Elvis is using. Cut that out of this giant roll of hardware cloth, which I thought, hey, it'd be a nice cheap way to get a basket to powder coat. Unfortunately, the results I got were abysmal. And I don't know how much of that was just the result that it was the very first time I powder coated, or the powder I was using, or the process. I just cast up a whole bunch of Lee 200 grain 44 caliber bullets I was going to use in my Bulldog. Here's the results of that first casting session. It was the first time I'd ever cast that bullet, and I was excited to powder coat. It's the first time I was powder coating as well. I still have a few examples of that first casting session on hand. Let me see if we can bring these into focus. The bullets stuck together. They didn't want to come apart. They stuck to that wire mesh horribly. And as you can see right here, it just pulled off the powder coat when I took them off. Again, I don't know how much of that was just the result of my inexperience. Maybe I dumped them out of the basket when they were still too hot, or I waited too long. I still don't know. But I was pretty disappointed with the results of that method. Here's where a majority of those bullets ended up. In reality, I probably should have put that entire batch back into the pot. So I went back to YouTube, started looking around, and there was a video. I'm sorry that I can't remember who recommended this, but I came across a video where a guy recommended a particular basket, and that's what you see here in the middle. I picked up two of these. I think here's the label here. Picked that up from Bed Bath & Beyond. Looks like they were $5 each. And they worked a lot better than that first wire mesh steel basket. I did some 30 caliber bullets in there, the same bullets we have up here, and they came out pretty good. Not great, certainly a whole lot better than that first batch of 44 caliber bullets in the wire basket. But over time I noticed these were having issues as well. The bullets were good but not great. I still had a lot of powder coat peeling off the sides. Not so much they weren't usable, but more than I preferred. And I noticed that as close as these holes are, I was getting a lot of buildup in here. About that time, I came across another user on YouTube who was demonstrating his use of a silicone mat. And so I went out to Amazon, picked up a couple of these cookie sheets that fit in a toaster oven, and I found the cheapest silicone mats I could. One of these I gave to my wife to make cookies with, and the other I cut into a couple pieces to fit in these cookie sheets. I've used these mats a few times now, and so far my experience has been great. But to date, I have not tried out any rifle bullets on these, only handgun bullets. So far, I've stood just about every bullet on its base or on its butt and had it sticking straight up. I align them so that they are not touching each other as they bake, but I haven't yet tried any rifle bullets, and I haven't tried any bullets laying on their side. So after I watched Elvis's video, I decided to go ahead and cast up a couple hundred rifle bullets this afternoon, and we're going to try out about 70 in each of these methods: the original wire basket I used to use, the new and improved wire basket, and the silicone mats, and we're going to see what we can learn. These bullets show where the hardware cloth left boogers, as Elvis calls them, on several of the bullets. Each of the three methods left marks, but the hardware cloth was undoubtedly the worst. There are no universal or definitive right or wrong answers or methods yet in the world of powder coating.